little bittersweet for me right now, man. I gotta tell you. I gotta tell you, because you've been one of my favorite people that I've ever spoken to, like hanging out in person, hanging out on this show now. It's like our third or fourth time. And
Yeah.
man, just knowing that this is like the last, I don't know what to do with myself, man. I am not gonna lie. The last
I'm
goodbye,
sure you'll
man.
figure it out. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Yeah, it won't be the same, man. It won't be the same, but I am very happy for you. I'm very happy
Thank
for you, and I just want to say congratulations on a very long and successful career. And I just want
thank
to
you.
thank you on behalf of myself and the world for gracing us with your amazing music as an artist.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, man, you got it. So, everybody, I am Scotty J. You are watching Rock Titan, and thank you for tuning in. We have an incredible guest with us right now, as you already know. We got Kevin Martin from Candlebox, one of my favorite bands on the planet, with some of my favorite people on the planet, and they've got their brand new album. And from what we're hearing right now, unless Kevin says otherwise, their last album, The Long Goodbye, due out August 25th. And they are on tour right now, doing both headliners, but also out with our friends Three Doors Down. Kevin, how you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. It's great to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you. So you got a show to put on tonight, yeah?
Just one of the many things that I'm doing with my life right now. Yeah. We have we're in Arkansas tonight, Walmart Amphitheater. We have tomorrow off, then we have a show Friday and Saturday. So yeah, it's busy. The schedule's been amazing. The shows are going great. The audience has been spectacular. And, I'm just so grateful we're out here with these guys because Brad and Chris and Chet and Greg and Justin from Three Doors Down are just lovely guys. And we're just having an absolute blast, man. It's really. I wish that we'd have been touring like this together for years. Because it's a perfect fit.
Yeah, yeah. I was. That's actually one of the questions I was going to ask you because I don't remember seeing where you guys had actually, toured together. Had you ever, or is this your first time in your entire career?
We've played shows with them.
Right.
We've
Right.
played several of the festivals, but we've never toured. We were supposed to do
Wow.
this tour in 2020, but COVID stopped that.
Right. Right. Yeah, because you and I
Yeah,
were talking wolves at that point in time. Last time we met,
exactly.
we're talking wolves, and now we
Yep.
got the long goodbye. But actually, I got to give you a shout out from our girl Ambler, out with Ambler, our photographer, because she caught up with you guys
Yes.
at Roanoke last weekend. So the
Yeah.
weekend before last, she was down there and said it was an awesome show. Which, of course, I've seen you guys, so I know. But so I guess a while ago you had already put it out there that you were going to be done touring. You weren't going to tour anymore, like after this. And then you were talking about a new album, which we all now know is The Long Goodbye. And this is your last. It's going to be your last studio album. Now, since you've said all of that in the past, you still sticking to that? Is that still where we're at? Or are you having second thoughts?
No, no, no. I'm there. I'm a man of my word. I think what it is really for me is I knew that I wanted to stop this lifestyle at a point in my career where I felt like I had reached what the goals that I'd set for myself, and that was to hit the 30-year mark of the debut album. And because there's so much history with Candlebox that people don't know. And like a lot of people don't know that we weren't friends. We didn't know one another. Candlebox is kind of like a happy accident for the four of us.
Right,
We were
right.
put together by a couple of friends, and the fact that we made an album that has survived 30 years, still shocks me. My my whole reasoning for doing it this way is because I wanted to at least reach a certain benchmark in a career that I feel is somewhat, maybe it's illustrious, maybe not. But I felt like that was what I wanted to achieve. And I got here. And I wanted to make sure that I put a record out that same year that is kind of a legacy album. It's a record that I knew that I didn't want to stopped or changed the direction of any song. If the song was going where we were excited about it, we let it go. There's so much different music on this record, and I think that what's going to happen is if people get an opportunity and allow themselves to listen to this record from top to bottom, they're going to experience those 30 years of my life, and they're going to understand why this is the last record and why I've made the decision I've made. There's so many things that go along with being a touring musician, and the experiences that you have over 10, 20, 15, 30 years, whatever it is. Sometimes it's hard to acknowledge or recognize what that emotion is. But in this case, I think with the record and the lyrics and the songs, the way we wrote them, it tells that story, and people will have an idea of exactly why I've come to this decision.
Right on, Kevin. Right on. And I can attest to that. And again, everybody, The Long Goodbye, it really is some of Candlebox's finest work. Kevin sounds as awesome as he's ever sounded on anything he's ever done. And I'm not just saying that because you and I are talking right now. I really, really loved your style. Your songwriting was lights out. But like you just alluded to, people are going to understand why you're making the decisions you're making at this stage of your life. And I mean, just looking at it, because, so we've got tracks like Nails on a Chalkboard, I Should Be Happy,
Yeah.
Ugly, Maze. I love Maze. And the last one, the last song on the album, Hourglass. And to me, that was, I want to ask you about Hourglass, because I don't know if it was just maybe something on my side audio wise, or if this was intentional on your part. And maybe you already know where I'm going with this, because it seemed like Hourglass had a very abrupt ending. It was almost like it wasn't ready. It was like, whoa, 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 where'd it go? Like it got cut off.
Yeah, that's intentional. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing. It's just you're cutting the cord, and when you do that, we said, is this the best way to end this record? And everybody's like, absolutely.
Right
it was a conscious effort. Yeah.
Right on. So this is the best decision for you, and it's a decision that only you can make, and you've certainly earned every bit of, flexibility and appreciation and understanding. You've earned all that in spades. But that being said, you aren't a solo act. You are a band. So, like I'm friendly with Brian Quinn, of course, and the rest of the guys. How did they all respond to this decision that you arrived at? Obviously, some time ago, but something that you thought a lot about. How did it all go down with the rest of the guys?
I think that the conversation started in 2020, and then through the tours of 2021 and 2022, the time that we were spending together and the conversations we were having, I think that they felt my desire to end it was pure, and I think that that's why it's been easy for them as well. Listen, I know that them leaving, touring with me, like Adam's been with me since 2007, for God's sakes,
Wow.
My bass player. These guys are certainly going to be looking for something to do next year. So if there are any touring bands out there that are looking for really brilliant players, the guys in Candlebox are fantastic. Hire them. But it was not easy for me because I don't want to take something away from Brian, Island, BJ, and Adam. These guys have had just as much fun on this career and this ride as I've had, and I wanted to make sure that there was something for them, but I also have to be true to myself and what I need, and my physical and emotional well-being is very important to me, and I think that they recognize that.
Right on. So, what are Kevin Martin's plans with this long goodbye, man? What are you what do you got planned? Are you gonna? Are you? I don't see you sitting in a rocking chair and just constantly reflecting on the good old days or cuddling up to a good book or anything like that. I mean, come on, man. Surely you're gonna be, going off into like some new hobbies, skydiving, perhaps.
No, I mean, I listen. I have my Riptide Foundation, which that'll take up a lot of my time.
Okay.
That's going to be something that I'm really going to be focused on next year, which is riptidesociety.org, which is for at-risk youth and young adults in the foster care system. So that's going to be keep me very busy.
Awesome.
I'm producing a couple records next year for young bands, and looking forward to that. But I've also got I'm starting a bourbon and a tequila brand, so that's coming out next year, and in 2025 is tequila. So there's a lot of things that I'm doing outside of what Candlebox has done that will keep me relatively busy. And I'll be having to send bottles of tequila and whiskey to you to test out to make sure that they taste, up to your standards. So I'll still have relationships with people that I've known over the years.
So we have Sammy Hagar to blame for this. He got in your ear, and the Red Rocker said, Kevin, it is much more lucrative to have your own tequila, man. He's like, I never made squat when I was Van Halen doing my own thing. But as soon as I started my own tequila business, now I'm a multi-billionaire. That's what it is, isn't it?
It's no.
Oh, man. So bourbon and tequila you're doing.
Yeah, I'm doing it with a buddy of mine, Nick Brown from Mona. Actually, Nick's one of the songwriters on the new record with me as well. So yeah,
Yes,
and he and I have just been talking about doing this for quite some time, but both of our schedules are opening up. So
yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Again, the long goodbye, everybody. That's what it's all about. August 25th. That is when it comes out. It's awesome. Definitely go buy it. Add it to your Candlebox discography collection. And we got all the tour dates. We're going to be, showing the links so people can catch up with you on this last tour. And, for all the East Coast road dogs, because you're going to have to be road dogs because I don't see a whole lot in the Northeast. I was looking,
yeah,
I'm like, oh, come on, man. Tell me you're coming back to Harris in Philadelphia. Come on, man. But you guys were already back
nope,
there in last September.
yeah,
So, yeah. Oh, man. Well, Kevin, I know you got to get going, man. And I want to be sensitive to your time. I know you're just making the rounds. And you got a show to put on with Three Doors Down tonight. So tell Up
that's
Church
right.
and Brad Arnold I sell low. I love those guys. I got to
You
have
got
them
it.
back on. But dude, I want to wish you all the best, sincerely. And I remember when your debut album came out, man, and I was hooked. I was instantaneously hooked. And just getting to meet you over the years and hang out with you has really just been truly fulfilling. So again,
Oh, thanks, dude. Thank you.
I
Well,
mean it.
the pleasure's been mine.
Uh, I sincerely mean it. And how in the world are we gonna? How are we gonna know about this vodka and tequila? Because now I'm thirsty.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll let you know.
All right. So we're all gonna know about it. And again, your foundation. I want to make sure that we stress that, so that you're gonna be very involved with that. So that's
Yeah.
wonderful. We need to get the links out there. And
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, everybody, I'm Scotty J, and if you have enjoyed this podcast with Kevin Martin from Candlebox every bit as much as I have, show us a little bit of love, and definitely go show Kevin and Candlebox all the love in the world, because this is the long goodbye. But for us, it's just bye-bye for now, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Kevin, thanks again, man.
Thanks,
All right,
brother.
man.
Take care,
Scotty
all right?
J, we're out.